Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is season 1, episode 11, and it was titled All Bets Are Off. Alright, before I jump into this recap review, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And if you end up liking this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. Alright, y'all, let's jump into it. It really wasn't a lot going on in this episode. So this review won't be very long unless I get to chatting, and y'all know how I be getting. But it really wasn't that intense or anything like that, except for at the end, but we'll get there. Mary and her husband, they're talking. She making him a smoothie and stuff, and he's telling her that they need to sell the Florida house. And I'm like, if it's in Orlando, they can make money off of that, especially if they rent it out for like an Airbnb. Like, fix it up, rent it out Airbnb, or just rent it out period and make money off of it. But he tired of the house. I guess he said it's too much upkeep or something, and he basically wants to sell it. So she's talking about, well, if you want to sell that because it's old, then you're going to sell me or something like that. He was like, what? So then we see Meredith and Brooke stay out there shopping. He said he on a sugar-free, gluten-free, something free diet. She was just like, oh, okay, well, good luck with that. And then we see Jen and Sharif. They're talking. He's talking about his friend, Big Daddy. I'm like, okay. Setting them up on a double date with Heather. And so then we see Whitney. So Whitney is with her brother, and while her brother comes over or whatever, and she's going to be making him, well, not making, she orders some Thai food or whatever. And the sister and the dad are coming. So Whitney tells us, like, how they have not been all together for about 10 years because of the dad's drug problem and stuff like that. So she met with the sister, I want to say a week ago. Yeah, a week earlier, she met with the sister, and the sister was willing to sit down with the father, talk to him, and, just have a conversation because they have not spoken in 10 years. So the sister said she was all game for coming over, having a conversation, and getting, her feelings out or whatever. So they all end up at the house. They're all having dinner and stuff. And the dad, he's thanking them for being there. And he was saying, like, I'm just glad that y'all are all together, coming together and stuff, because I've had good memories and whatnot. And then it got like real quiet and awkward. So I was like, ooh, was he imagining the good memories? Because they don't seem to agree. But then it turned out he did. Well, the sister, I don't remember her name, but the sister, she did agree, saying like she does have good memories, and that's what she's trying to hold on to, and not the bad memories or whatever. So she's trying to hold on to those good memories. The brother is kind of skeptical because he's like, well, we had this situation before when you was clean and sober and stuff. What is it that this time is it or whatever? And Whitney is saying like how this is different because he's actually doing the program himself. He's in the sober living program. He's telling them about the sober living. So now he's excited he has a roommate, because before, remember, he wasn't all too keen on having a roommate, but he's telling them about how he goes to the different groups and how they talk about different stuff. And he just, is letting them know, like, I understand that I abandoned y'all, and I understand that I hurt y'all and stuff, but this is for real, and I just thank y'all for being here. And maybe y'all should come up to the sober living place and do like a walkthrough so you can see what it's all about and whatnot. And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll come through. So he's real happy and appreciative that they're supporting him and whatnot. It's gonna be a long journey for him to stay clean and sober. Once you're an alcoholic or a drug addict, you are pretty much that the rest of your life, and you just have to avoid temptations and have a good support system. And with his family, as long as he's doing the right thing, I think he'll be okay. So I'm real hopeful for him. Then we see the date, child. So I felt bad for Heather. So she meeting Jen and her husband and stuff, and she sit down, and Jen is saying how she loves Heather, and she been thinking about what Heather said at the whole spa thing, and she wants to make it up to her by, bringing her a man and whatnot. So Heather's like, well, what's, tell me about him or whatever. And so Coach Shaw was like, well, we've been friends for 30 years. He's a good dude. He's from the Big Easy, yada, yada, yada. So he talking, he big up in him and stuff. Because, that's his bestie. So, child, he come in there. He a big dude. Like, I see why they call him Big Daddy. Because he tall and he like a big dude or whatever. And he used to play football, I guess. So he like, but Heather was like, oh, I like what I see. Like, he tall, he dark, he handsome. So she, she liking it. What she say, he alive? I say, girl. So she, try to make conversation with him, and he seemed to, I don't know if he was focused on Heather or whatever, or maybe Heather wasn't his type. I don't know. But Heather orders like some kind of drink or something like that. He orders like some little fruity drink, and she like, oh, Shirley Temple, I didn't take that for the kind of drink that you would be drinking or whatever. And he ain't seem to find it too funny. He was just like real serious like. So then Jen tries to bring up like, she owns the med spa. She doing the thing with the med spa. Child, he's talking about, it's a carrot in my drink? Why is there a carrot in my drink? Then he asking the waiter for a Sprite, and Heather just like, So then she asked him, like, what does he do and stuff. So I still don't know what the man do. I think, what did I write down? I wrote down, he prepares students for the future, something academic wise or whatever. Because she asked him, and it sounded like he went around in a circle to say what he did. And I was like, what do he do? I was confused. Did y'all figure it out? Because I was confused. And child, when Bravo showed him talking at 7:30 about the subject, and they stopped talking. It's at like 8:43 about this. I said, oh God, I cannot. Heather was like, yeah, no, this is like a no-go. And she was saying, like, I'm not looking for anything long term, but I don't think I have to worry about that with Big Daddy or whatever. So she was not interested in him. He wanted to have dessert. She was like, it's a weeknight. I gotta go home. Here go Jen. Well, we going salsa dance. No, I think I'm gonna just go home. I was dying. I was cracking up talking about this sober TED Talk. I said, poor Heather. She ain't never gonna get none, child. And then we see Whitney. She's talking. I think she was talking to her husband, or maybe she was talking to us. I don't know, child. But she said they needed a break after the party, so she's gonna have like a girls trip, a 2-night girls trip or whatever, and she's inviting everybody to Vegas. So she texts everybody, and I guess she texted a one-on-one. So she texts Meredith. Meredith, stuck up behind, talking about some Vegas is not my scene, but I'll think about it and let you know. Mary was asking, was Jen gonna be there? Then she was like, yeah. She was like, well, no, I'm a pass, because she tells us she'd rather be in a plane full of mice than with Jen. I said, well, damn. Lisa talking about something, she gonna think about it. And who else was it? Heather, of course, said she was down. So Lisa ends up calling Meredith saying, did you get Whitney's text? Did she text you about the party? Not the party, the trip to Vegas. And she was like, yeah, she texted me, but I told her it wasn't my scene, but I'll go. Lisa was like, well, how's she gonna text me about coming to a trip, but she didn't apologize to me first or whatever? And Meredith like, well, I'll go, but I'm not with the drama. And Meredith is basically like, I don't hold anything against Whitney because I feel like she was the messenger. So I'm not going to hold anything, against her, but we need to have a conversation or whatever. So everybody packing. Jen talking about something, she the hype girl for the trip. Child, why Jen take about 20 bags of luggage? I said it's a 2-day trip. What? So, why she got so many bags? So they all at the airport, right? Whitney was like, well, I haven't heard anything back from Lisa, so I don't know if she's coming on a trip or whatever. And then I think somebody asked where Lisa was, and then here go Meredith. Oh, Lisa's already there. She already went there for business and stuff like that. So she said she would meet up with us or whatever. Whitney, like, what kind of nonsense? Like, she ain't tell me she was coming. She ain't RSVP. She ain't say nothing. And I felt some type of way too, because I did invite you on this trip. The least you could have said was, I got business out there in Vegas or whatever, so I'll be out there. I'll get my own room and board, or I'll meet up with y'all or whatever, because I'm handling business down there and so forth. But it was coincidental that you handling business the same weekend that I said I wanted to have a trip. Like, girl, bye. Um, what else? And so we saw Jen. She not text. She was talking to Lisa like 2 days earlier, and Lisa is really ticked off at Whitney because she thinks she deserves an apology and stuff for the whole thing that went down at the party and whatnot. So basically, Lisa going on a trip so she can get an apology from Whitney to find out what the hell was going on at the party. What else? They in the whatchamapopper. What's they in, child? The limousine. I'm sorry, y'all. They in the limousine. So they in the limousine, and first of all, they had to get a second limousine for the luggage. I said, oh my God. But they in the limousine, and that's when Jen tells us why Lisa is upset. Then Whitney ends up calling Lisa to see like where she at or whatever. Child, it went straight to voicemail. And then 4 seconds later, Lisa picks up her phone and calls Meredith. Rude and ignorant, because you knew that girl was with her. Did you think she wasn't with her? Like, that is so rude. So, of course, Whitney was upset about that. So she was just like, what? Like, why would she do that? Like, she really acting like a whole stuck up brat and all this other stuff. Child, when she did that impression of Lisa, and then she said... They was like, is that your impression of Lisa? She was like, yeah, but I can't. What she say? I can't look stuck. What did she say? I can't look sexy and like I'm taking a shit at the same time. Oh God, that had tickled me. That tickled me. I was cracking up. Anyway, they staying at the Nomad, and the man, he reading off a poem off the index card or whatever. Whitney tells them that they're going to be driving exotic cars and to kind of get ready in the next hour, because that's when they're going to be going. Here you go, Jen. Oh, well, that's not going to really work for me, because I got a surprise for Heather, and this is in the same time frame as this, and so I'm going to have to steal her away. First of all, it's not your trip, okay? Whitney put this trip together. How about you could have at least checked in with her or talked to her about the what was going on the trip, so you can know like what she had planned or anything like that. You just taking, child, I would have been so mad. Like, really? So Whitney played it cool and was just like, all right, okay, well, whatever. But she tells us if I wanted everybody to be paired up or whatever, we would have just stayed in Salt Lake. And I'm with her, like, we came on this trip so we can be in a group, and you taking her off on your own or something. You could have did this a day before or something. Like, come on now. You ain't know what I had planned or nothing. But Whitney go upstairs. She got this nice suite. She talking to Heather, and she like, look, it took a lot for me not to choke her, because she's stealing you away. And Heather, she really wanted to go race car driving or whatever, but she was just like, all right, I'm gonna go with her, to see what the surprise is or whatever. So, then the whole thing, Whitney was gonna be stuck with Meredith and Lisa, and they ain't really vibing right now. So they in the car. Lisa, no, before they get in the car, Lisa met Meredith in her room or whatever. And I don't know what was going on with Meredith's eyebrows, but them things was thick and all the way down here. I said, girl. But they talking, and they basically talking about how Jen talks about them behind their backs, or was it Jen at this point? Or because at one point they did talk about how Jen talked about them behind their back, I believe. Yeah, they did. And then they was talking about how Whitney owes them an apology and all that other good stuff. So they want her to basically explain what was going on and all that other stuff. So then we see Heather and Jen. So Jen basically, no, her people were already there. So it was like a personal shopping trip. So shoes, dresses, and all this other stuff. So she trying on shoes and stuff, and Jen trying on shoes and outfits and all this other good stuff, child. But I'm like, you got 10 suitcases, okay, with clothes and shoes and all this other stuff, right? Then you buying outfits from your personal shoppers that they done pull from all these different places in Vegas and whatnot, and shoes and stuff. Why'd you even pack? What was the purpose of you packing? Child, bye. So anyway, they trying on stuff. Why she fall off the damn bar? Jen up there on the bar, child. She on the bar. She up there posing and whatnot. She go to pose and was like, what? I was like, oh, I tried to catch her. But anyway, she fell on the bar. She hurt herself and that like that. So we at the racetrack. First, they had this awkward car ride to the racetrack and stuff. And then, Lisa being mad, rude on the phone and whatnot. And then they get to the racetrack. And then Lisa trying to make it all about her. Ooh, I drive a Porsche at home. What do you think I should drive? The Lamborghini or the Ferrari? I'm like, oh, God, I do not like her. But she said she gonna put up with Whitney because she like exotic fast cars. Child, they on the racetrack. Meredith and Whitney, they driving fast as hell. Lisa going about 60 miles per hour. I said, girl, you talking all that rah, that you gonna drive fast and all this other stuff, but you driving like you in the damn regular or 95 in the slow lane. I was just like, oh my God. The man was like, well, we gonna let these two cars pass. I said, that's embarrassing. She was driving so slow. Like, that's the first time ever that you had the opportunity to go like 100 and something miles per hour and not get in trouble. Girl, I'd have had my foot on that damn accelerator so damn fast. But at the end, Whitney ends up apologizing to Lisa and Meredith, and they accepted it. She took accountability for her actions and stuff, and they were basically like, look, next time something like that comes up, don't go or listen to he say, she said. Just come to the source and find out or whatever. So she apologized and she said next time she'll come to the source and whatnot. And they forgave her or whatnot. Then we see Jen and Lisa. I mean, not Jen and Lisa. Jen and Heather. So they, buying up their, well, not buying up, they finished their shopping thing. And so Jen starts to talk about how Lisa was not happy and how Heather is taking up for Whitney. And Heather was saying how Whitney was just bringing the information. She was just letting you know what was going on and stuff. And Jen going right back to girl, what was the purpose of you saying you forget? See, what I don't like about Jen is she'll say that she forgives somebody and then it'll come all the way back up and then you mad all over again. Like, did you forgive her or did you not forgive her? Then because when she apologized and you not ready to forgive her, then say you not ready, but don't say, oh, I forgive you, but then you all rah, all this extra stuff. Like, come on. Even Heather like, well, how the hell we get back here? I thought that we were done with this. Like, how did we get back here? Because she all the way back to, well, she did it at my husband's party and I haven't threw a party for him in 25 years and yada, yada, yada. Like, you going all the way back to the stuff you already talked about and what she already apologized for. So what you want her to apologize again, gravel to you, get down on her knees and beg for forgiveness? Like, come on, ain't nobody with that shit. Like, either you going to forgive her or you not going to forgive her. And so then Heather was like, well, was it Whitney's fault you broke the glass? And she like, why you don't understand? Why you keep taking up for her? And you need to stand up for me. And cause only reason why I ain't bitch slap her is because she your friend. And the only reason why Meredith and Lisa put up with her is because she your friend. And you better be sure that she's something because you put your name and reputation on the line for her and all this stuff. I said, something wrong with that girl. Something wrong with her. Like, and Heather just looking like, what the fuck? Heather gonna take up for Whitney regardless. That's her friend and that's her cousin. She gonna take up for her. So Jen just needs to simmer down because Whitney and Heather is never gonna turn her back on Whitney because Whitney is her cousin and her friend. And you said you forgave her. Why are you still going at this like this? I'm like, girl. And I watch what happens live because for some reason it recorded after the show. And like one of the viewers' questions was, is Jen putting on for the cameras, or is this Jen like in real life? And Heather said that Jen be acting like this with the cameras off. I said, and see, that's just too much. That's too much. That's ridiculous. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down there in them comments. If y'all like this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And for this recap review, the emoji will be the angry face because Jen is just so angry. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.